Okay, the first question is ERP system information necessary for NSF and why? Yes, NSF needs to implement an ERP system. This is due to the increasing operational complexity of NSF, covering distribution, production, and sales. Currently, the fragment recording system causes inefficiencies, is prone to error, and lacks data integration between divisions. ERP can be comprehensive solution to infinity business process into a single integrated system. Okay, the next question is, can ERP system use solve the about issues and analysis? First, the issue of using different system across divisions, spreadsheets in cells, and manual stocks card in the warehouse result in inefficient and high risk of data errors. ERP integrates all records and business process into one system with real-time data accessible across all departments. Decision making becomes faster, more accurate, and well coordinated. Second, current promotional and discount activities like clear measures of effectiveness. ERP offers sales and marketing modules that allow the company to analyze the performance of promotion and discount based on historical data and profit margins. With this information, management can evaluate and plan more profitable and target professional strategies. Third, production inefficiency due to poor demand planning can be minimized through ERPs, demand forecasting, and production planning modules. These modules allow the company to plan based on past sales data and market trends, making production more efficiency and avoiding over of underproduction. 4. High logistic costs and can be reduced using the ERP supply chain management module. This system helps the company optimize distribution routes, monitor shipping costs, and manage inventory at each distribution center in real time. Improve logistic efficiency, reduce operational costs, and prevents customer churn due to delays or expensive shipping. And the last one, fluctuating demands from distribution, which leads to increased safety stock, can also be managed with ERP. The inventory management module can dynamically adjust stock levels according to market demand. The system also supports strategies like just-in-time to reduce waste and storage costs.
And what are the challenges of ERP implementation at NSF and how to overcome that? The first one challenge is high implementation costs. With the solution, carry out a phased modular implementation and use cloud-based ERP to reduce initial infrastructure costs. And the second challenge is resistance from employees to system change. That solution is provide intensive training and socialize the benefits of ERP to each division and involve user from the planning stage. The third is data input error during migration from the old system to ERP. The solution conduct data auditing and cleansing before migration, use an experienced IT team and ERP consultant. And the fourth is dependence on the ERP vendor. So the solution is choose a vendor with a good reputation and reliable after sales support. Also consider open source and customized ERP system. And the last challenge is the need to change existing business process. With the solution is to evaluate existing business process or business process re-engineering to align with ERP and improve efficiency.
Okay, answering this question, how can the integration of CSM and CRM with ERP system improve business process efficiency and effectiveness? So basically, when we integrate CSM, supply chain management, and CRM, customer relationship management with ERP, it significantly improves how company operates. For example, CSM integrate with ERP help manage inventory, plan production, and organize deliveries based on real-time demand data. And in other hand, CRM track customer interaction, preference, and feedback, which can use to be tailor promotion and improve customer service. And when all three systems work together, NSF can reduce waste, meet demand more accurately, and respond customer faster, making the whole business much more efficient and effective. Okay, next, does NFS current sales model help improve its marketing and why? So basically, yes, NFS hybrid sales model through direct sales, third-party distributors, and digital platforms is actually a strong setup to improving marketing. It allows them to reach customer across Indonesia through multiple channels. However, to make this model work really well, NFS need NSF needs a way to combine and analyze the sales data from all these channels. Without a unified system like ERP and CRM, it's hard to track which sales strategies are working best. So, while the model itself is good, it needs proper system in place to truly boost marketing effectiveness.
Okay, the next question is explain the significance of private industrial networks compared to marketplaces. And in NSFS case, it is no problem. And so private industrial networks are closed digital platforms built by a company and its key business partners to facilitate direct integration, information exchange, and collaboration, typically for supply chain, demand, logistics, and production management, compared to marketplaces, which are open platforms mainly focused on B2B or B2C commercial transactions. Private networks offer greater control, data security, and operational efficiency. And in the case of NSF, private industrial networks remain highly relevant and strategic, especially since NSF operates across a wide distribution network with a hybrid sales model like direct, third-party distributors, and online. Given the issues NSF is facing such as fluctuating distributor demand, high logistics costs, and poor demand planning, private networks would have first like to connect distributors and warehouses in real time, and second, to manage supply more accurately, and third is to reduce excess safety stock, and the last one is to improve analytics for production and distribution. And while marketplaces are useful for expanding reach, private industrial networks are more critical for enhancing internal collaboration and operational optimization in a company like NS. And now the last question from number one. How can the relationship between e-commerce, SGM, and CRM benefit NSF's management decision making? So e-commerce is directly integrated with both supply chain management and customer relationship management, forming a valuable flow of information that supports effective decision making. So from an SCM perspective, e-commerce provides real-time customer demand data, helping improve production planning, inventory control, and delivery scheduling. This is crucial for NSF, which faces demand fluctuations and high logistics costs. And from a CRM perspective, e-commerce stores data on customer behavior, purchase history, and response to promotions. This allows management to develop targeted marketing strategies and assess the profitability of promotions, which was previously unmeasurable at NSF. By integrating e-commerce with SGM and CRM, NSF's management can make data-driven decisions based on actual market trends, respond more quickly to changes in demand, optimize resource allocation and distribution cost, and to improve customer satisfaction and loyalty.
What is your response to the video in relation to the reference book by Loudon, particularly in the chapter on managing knowledge? The chapter on managing knowledge in the book Management Information System by Kenneth C. Loudon emphasizes that one of the most important strategic assets for modern companies is knowledge. Loudon explained that companies that are able to manage knowledge well will have a sustainable competitive advantage. In this context, knowledge includes not only document explicit information, but also tacit knowledge held by individuals in the organization. In the video, Walmart showed the implementation of artificial intelligence, the decision-making process, and knowledge management. One example of AI implementation is the predictive system for stock management, consumer behavior, and supply chain efficiency. This is in the line with Loudon's idea that knowledge management system should be designed to capture, store, and distribute knowledge so that it can be maximally utilized by the organization. The video also reflects the three main types of knowledge management system according to Loudon's. Number 1, enterprise with knowledge management system, where Walmart utilizes data from the entire store network centrally. Number 2, knowledge work system, to support data-driven product analysis and development. Number 3, intelligent techniques such as AI and machine learning, which are applied to identify patterns and make decision recommendations. Thus, Walmart approach in utilizing AI to manage knowledge reflect a real and progressive application of the knowledge management concept discussed in Loudon's book. In your opinion, has Walmart correctly implemented the AI feature in the video? Justify your answer. Yes, Walmart has implemented AI so well, it can even be cited to be benchmarked in the retail world. Here are the justifications based on the analysis. Number 1, fast and data-driven decision-making. AI at Walmart is used to manage large amounts of data or big data in real time. For example, determine when to restock or predicting demand spike based on weather, season, or local trends. This is an example of a decision support system automated by AI in line with what is described in Loudon about knowledge-based decision support system. Number 2, supply chain efficiency or supply chain optimization. AI is able to predict logistic needs with great precision, thus reducing inefficiency in the distribution of goods. This shows that Walmart is not only collecting data, but also turning it into actionable knowledge, the essence of knowledge management. Number 3, customer-centric personalization. AI helped Walmart understand individual consumer behavior, enabling personalization of promotion and product recommendation. This reflects how customer knowledge is being used for more effective marketing strategy. Number 4, adherence to ethical principle and transparency. Although not explicitly discussed in the video, Walmart AI implementation seems to pay attention to data security, and responsible use of AI, an important aspect in modern knowledge management and information system. Number 5. Continuous learning and adaptation. Walmart AI system is not static, but continues to learn and evolve from the data acquired. This reflects the organizational learning principle also discussed by Lawton. Overall, this video illustrates a real-world implementation of the concept of managing knowledge discussed in Lawton's book. Walmart is not just collecting data, but turning it into valuable knowledge through AI. The use of this technology supports faster, more accurate, and strategic decision making. So it can be concluded that Walmart has implemented AI very appropriately and is an ideal example of how knowledge management should be carried out in the digital era.
Okay, now let me explain about AI development and business process efficiency at Walmart. AI development and business process efficiency at Walmart. Walmart utilizes AI to significantly improve operational efficiency. AI is used to analyze consumer spending patterns, weather conditions, and historical data to accurately predict product demand, especially during specific seasons such as holiday. Relationship of AI with SCM and CRM concept. So, supply chain management or SCM, AI helps Walmart supply chains optimization to accurate demand prediction and efficient stock management. Logistics system integrate with AI determine the best delivery routes, reducing distribution time and cost. This is critical in maintaining stock balance and ensuring products are available on time in stores. Then customer relationship management or CRM. So AI analyzes customer data to understand shopping preferences and behaviors, allowing Walmart to provide more personalized and relevant offer. For example, discount or promotion tailored to customer purchasing habits, improve loyalty and the shopping experience. Then the next question there is about impact of technology development on decision making, DSS and ESS at Walmart. So Walmart adopts cloud-based data warehouse and AI technology to accelerate and improve the quality of decision making. The system enables real-time processing of big data so decision can be made quickly and accurately based on the latest data. With predictive analytics and machine learning, Walmart can forecast market trends and customer behavior, supporting more accurate strategy and operational decision support system, or DSS. So AI and data warehouse provide DSS that assist manager in complex data analysis and scenario simulation, making decision more data driven and predictive. And the second is executive support system or ESS. So ESS at Walmart is supported by real-time dashboard that constantly present key information for executive level decision making, such as pricing strategy and supply chain management. With the integration of AI and advanced information system, Walmart is able to optimize decision making at all levels of the organization, from operational to strategic. Then types of decision suitable as technology development output according to Simon 19 and 60. Organizational decisions are divided into three types: structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. So and AI and data warehouse development at Walmart is most effective for supporting structure and semi-structured decision. Example include stock management, delivery scheduling, dynamic pricing, and routine but complex market demand analysis. AI automates and optimizes this decision based on real-time and predictive data, improving efficiency and accuracy. That's enough from me. Thank you.
Why is TikTok inaccessible in China despite its developer originating from there? TikTok is inaccessible in China due to difference in government policies and regulation regarding digital content oversight. Although TikTok was developed by ByteDance, a Chinese company, the application is intended for international markets. For the domestic Chinese market, ByteDance created a similar application called Douyin, which complies with China's strict content filtering and regulatory requirements, especially regarding censorship, personal data, and cultural values. The Chinese government exercises tight control over the flow of information and digital technologies as part of its strategy for social and political stability. Therefore, TikTok as a global platform does not meet the filtering criteria set by the government, making it unviable to users in China. Does the difference between the TikTok application in China and other countries impact the company international business? Yes, the difference between TikTok and Douyin can significantly impact the company's international business in terms of operations, marketing strategies, and data management. Some of the impacts include the first, market segmentation and product adaptation. ByteDance must manage two distinct applications with different content structures, algorithms, and regulation. This requires a large allocation of human and technological research and a region-specific business strategy. The second, challenge to global expansion. Different standards and regulation between China and other countries can hinder the creation of a fully integrated global digital ecosystem. For instance, viral content on TikTok may not be usable on Douyin due to local content restriction. And the last one is trust in international markets. Other countries may be suspicious of TikTok regarding data security and its ties to the Chinese government, especially since Douyin operates under strict state control. This can lead to regulation or restriction in the application target export markets.
Okay, and the next is what should management and organization consider when developing e-commerce in the Chinese market, considering that TikTok is a social media platform also used for e-commerce and has partnered with marketplace to facilitate the purchases by TikTok user. So, when management and organization plan to expand e-commerce in the Chinese market, several critical considerations must be taken into account. The first one is local regulation and compliance. That organization must understand and comply with Chinese government regulations such as the Cybersecurity Law, the Personal Information Protection Law or PIPL, and content censorship laws. Non-compliance could result in service bans or legal sanction. And the second is partnership with local platform. Since TikTok isn't available in China, a strategic approach is to partner with Douyin or other local e-commerce platform like Taobao, JD.com, or Pinduoduo. This enable integration with local payment system, logistic and marketing channels suited to local consumer behavior. And the third is understanding Chinese consumer culture, that Chinese consumers have unique preference for payment methods such as WeChat Pay and Alipay. And the content format like live streaming and local influencer endorsement and place have trust in video testimonial. E-commerce content must be culturally tailored. And the fourth is technology infrastructure and language. The organization must provide digital infrastructure that supports the Chinese language, local time zone, and technologies compatible with the domestic system. These adjustments are crucial for delivering an optimal user experience. And the last is data security and consumer protection. E-commerce ventures in China must ensure user data is managed securely and in compliance with local standards. This is essential for building consumer trust and avoiding legal violations.